fair, spoiler-free reviews of the newest films. Vaughn on Movies.
Brought to you by OnlineCopywritingSkills.com and by Jump2.com. In Super 8, a group of early teens in 1979 make a zombie movie. Little did they know that their attempt at production value would lead them to witnessing a government cover-up that engulfs their town. Machine components and even people start to disappear, and our boys find themselves at the center of it. Hey, I just like how the confused townspeople blame the Russians.
The world's toughest movie critic.
There's a lot of secrecy behind this movie, which runs in stark contrast to Hollywood's usual scheme of ruining all the surprises in the trailer. I was expecting a ripoff of The Goonies and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Instead, what I got was a ripoff of The Goonies and Cloverfield. Now, visual effects are average, but director J.J. Abrams, being the auteur that he is, puts his own special touch on the cinematography. Lens flare. And you gotta hand it to producer Steven Spielberg for being the master of pretending not to direct. I guess having Steven on board makes it okay to steal from his body of work, or as Diddy would call it, sample. Yep, the sci-fi element is an afterthought. One character survives trauma that'd make Wolverine cringe, and the ending is marred by symbolism. But I still like this movie. All kidding aside, this is some of the finer ensemble kid acting you can see in a movie today. Though I wish some of the friends had characteristics other than being a pyromaniac, newcomer Joel Courtney has a star-making performance, and Dakota Fanning's awkward sis isn't bad either. Now, the central story isn't very well conceived, but the subplots that define the central characters, compelling stuff. That makes Super 8 a movie less about explosions and more about forgiveness. And before I give out my final score, I have to give a shout out to Mexican Dicer for answering this week's Pop Quiz Hotshot trivia question. If you want to win a shout out, follow me on Twitter at Vaughn on Movies. Then, Monday, 6 p.m. Central Time, be the first to answer the trivia question. So why is Super 8 called Super 8? Well, the kids in the movie are making a movie on Super 8 film. This panders to the audience and is ultimately arbitrary to the plot. You know what? If you stick around through the credits, you do get to see their work. But there's bikes in the movie, so why didn't they call it Handbrake? So even though The Goonies features better kid cave dwelling, the good outweighs the bad, and I'm giving Super 8 3 out of 4 stars. I'll see you guys next time.